Hey, you're now tuned in to Underdog Talk. I'm your host, Eric Jones Jr., the underdog with the heroic heart, and I have conversations with successful underdogs. And today I have Miss Ebony Andrews. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. You sound like you got a lot of energy. I need your energy. I'm a little tired. You got some energy over there.
Yeah, I got a late start to my day. I slept in today, so I'm ready to go.
I don't know what sleeping in is. Even when go to sleep late, I still wake up early, so I don't know what sleeping in is. I thought about a
Okay.
nap, but I was like, I don't know if I take a nap, I'll be up all night. So I was like, I'll just wing it for the day.
Yeah.
So where are
You're
you
a morning
located?
person.
Yeah, I'm definitely a morning person.
I'm not. I'm not by any means.
Yeah, I'm up. I'm up and at it. So where are you located?
I am in Birmingham, Alabama.
Okay. Oh, you in Alabama where, Alabama kind of got, a little high rankings since last month since the beatdown.
I know, right? But you know what's funny? I'm not from Alabama. I'm from
Mhm.
Mississippi. So I think Bama lost last night, didn't they?
Yeah,
Yesterday?
they did. They did.
Yeah,
They did.
yeah. So I'm not a Bama fan by any means. Okay. I
I
went.
see you. You let that be known. Yeah, I
Yes.
could I could tell you from down south you got somewhat of an accent.
Okay. I hope that's a good
So
thing.
yeah, so since you from Mississippi, do you know how to make homemade ice cream?
You know what? I made homemade ice cream. I had to be about 6 or 7 with my grandma. So I'm gonna say yes and no.
Okay, because I know for family reunions, we would always go down there. They have a fish fry, and then they would have
Ooh,
homemade ice cream. And I love ice cream. Even though my stomach don't like the ice cream, I love ice
right.
cream. But so
um. So did y'all have catfish?
yes,
Gotta
yes,
have a catfish if you in Mississippi.
yeah, definitely. I love. Dang, that's funny. Somebody else. The last person that was on here, she was from it. She lives here in Indianapolis, but she was from Mississippi. That's funny.
Really?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Because I was like, dang, I was just having this conversation with somebody, and I was like, oh yeah, it was her. All right, so I'm changing up things. I'm gonna do a new segment.
Okay.
Before we get into our conversation, we need a fun fact. I'll tell you a fun fact. You tell me a fun fact about yourself.
Okay.
Go ahead, ladies first.
Oh, I'm first.
Yeah,
Let's
ladies
see.
first.
What's a fun fact? I'm ambidextrous. So
Okay.
I'm really dominant in my left hand, but I can write with my right hand. And I do like I shoot my pistol with my right hand. I text
Oh.
with my right hand. So
Oh, you just had to let everybody know you shoot with your right hand, huh? So before I go into mine, I'm actually the same. So I'm mainly right-handed. I write with my right hand. I shoot the
Mhm.
basketball with my right hand, but everything else I use my left. So when I
Okay.
was in the 11th grade, I had my last surgery and it was on my right hand. So in the middle of the
Okay.
school year, I had to learn how to use my left hand and write and all that stuff. So now I'm
Okay.
able to use both. A
That makes sense.
fun fact about me. Um, I can freestyle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it, but I really can
Okay, because
freestyle.
you know that was coming
Yeah, I know it was
next.
coming, but no, I really can't. It's funny because like a kid at school, she was writing a rap, and I was like, "What's up?" It's like whenever you want to battle, let's go. Because I always look at freestyling and battle rapping as joning. So it was I Joan, so and I speak, so it's easy for me to use my words. So I definitely know how to do that. So that's my fun fact. I was thinking about that. I gotta come up with a fun fact every episode. So I gotta keep up with my fun facts so I can don't use the same one
Right,
over and over.
exactly. Okay, you need to write them down or something so you can keep up
Yeah.
with them.
Yeah, so I don't use the same one. So let's get into our conversation. Tell us about a younger Ebony growing up in Mississippi. What was life like for you?
You know what's funny? What attracted me to your podcast was the name, because I always consider myself to be a underdog. Um, I was born and raised in Mississippi. Um, I have a poverty mindset. I mean, I grew up in poverty, so I adopted that mindset, and so I've had to unlearn a lot of the things that I learned from my upbringing. Single parent home. I was an average student in school, but I was passionate about leaving my environment because I feel like it wasn't going to help me reach my full potential. And so I went to college, went to Mississippi State. That's why I'm not a Bama fan, because I'm a Mississippi State alum. Go Dogs! We're undefeated right now. I graduated there, and I moved to Birmingham. My siblings live here. I felt like it was more of an opportunity for me. I tried to do corporate America because I had a degree. That didn't work out for me. So I decided to start my own business and use a lot of the things that I learned because I have a business degree. And so this is why I'm here today.
I love it. I love it. I would say I ain't gonna say I grew up in poverty because my mama kicked my ass. I remember I said it once, and she was like, "Boy, we ain't grew up in no poverty. We didn't grow up in poverty. We just didn't have the luxury. We didn't get what we wanted. We got what we needed." So
Yeah.
I understand, but I understand the poverty mindset that people use of not thinking. It's kind of like Set It Off when Stoney asked Cleo, she was like, what's your next 5 years? She was like, I'm just trying to make it. When you have a poverty mindset, it's like you just want to make it that day. You're not thinking about next week. You're not thinking about your goals. You just think about right now. And it's kind of like the shirt. Like, I got to pay them full. Like Ace, he was thinking long term, like, all right, we're going to do this to get out. But then, everybody doesn't think like that. So I definitely understand that. I went to school too, but I didn't get no degrees like you. So I just went. But
it was just a ticket for me. I didn't get a
yeah.
full ride. I wasn't a great student. I just need to escape my environment. So that was my ticket.
That's what I should have used it for, but I didn't. And then after that, I ended up leaving and moving here to Indianapolis because Michigan City is a small town, and I just always had big dreams. I never knew exactly what I wanted to do, but I always I know I'm bigger than this or I'm more than this. And then it's just like I don't think I could be doing what I'm doing there if I was living there. So I was like, let me just move. So you got your degree, you actually used it. That's good because some people just get a degree and want to brag. Oh, I got a degree. Okay, what you doing with it? Because some people just got a piece of paper. Yeah. But you got your degree. How long did it take you? Did it take you the normal 4 years? Did it take you a couple extra? How was college for you?
Oh my God, college was a freaking blast. Like I always say, I try not to say it because I don't want to live in the past.
Yeah.
But if I could go back and repeat it, man, let me tell you. But I actually have 3 degrees. So I went to junior college. I got my associates, and then I went to Mississippi State and got my bachelor's in business. And that took me 4.5 years, maybe 5. I can't really remember. And then 2 years later, I got my MBA.
Okay, I see you. Okay, you got your paperwork going on. Yeah, I feel the same way about college. Like college was a blast. Like if we could go back, it would be a movie. I could literally make a movie out of college. But I learned a lot about life, so I take those lessons more than trying to live off the partying and all that fun that I had because you don't want to live in your past. But I definitely know what you're talking about. Like I have a daughter, she's in college now, and it's like, oh Lord, I don't want her to have me.
I don't want her to. You got no daughter in college.
Yeah, she a freshman. Yeah, she just turned 18.
You look like you about my age. You like you in your early 30s.
Nah, well, I mean, I'm later 30s, but yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know. Black don't crack. I love it. Yes. But it's just like thinking about it and then thinking about having a child. It's like, oh Lord, hope she don't do all those crazy stuff I did. But then it's like, as a parent, it's like you kind of got to let them do those crazy things because if you don't, they ain't gonna learn the lessons that they need to learn.
Yeah.
So you got your degrees. You got a couple of them. What was your first business that you started? When you was like, all right, I got these business degrees, I got all this stuff, boom, this is what I'm gonna do. Is it what you're doing now, or did you start something else?
What's funny is I I felt like you. Like I really didn't know what I was gonna do. I'm just one of them type people where I would take risks. I don't commit crimes, but I like to take risks. And I knew I wanted to do something big, but I just didn't know what it was. So, and I like, everybody talk about multiple streams of income. So back in 2020, COVID hit, and your girl gained some pounds, some COVID pounds, and I was trying to figure out a way that I could, lose weight. And basically, this product came across me on Facebook called Liquid Lipo, and it was a spray. It was a natural spray that you spray under your tongue, and it basically burns fat. Right? You have to drink a lot of water with it. So I tried the product at first, and I was like, I wonder how I can sell this. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can I make a little extra money? There's plenty of people out here that want to lose weight. And so I started doing, I did that probably for about a year. But it was a side hustle. It really wasn't a business, if you ask me. And I think a lot of people out here are using that business word, but really you don't have a business. You have a side hustle, so.
That's funny because you look extra skinny. So I'm like, what kind of COVID weight did you?
Thank you for that, sir.
Yeah. So I'm like, what kind of COVID weight? But I think, like you just said, like during COVID, a lot of people eyebrows raised, like, "Ooh, I could start this, I could do that." Because I started a clothing line, and like you said, it was a side hustle. But I got the paperwork, I got an LLC, I did everything I needed to do because I made it for my son. I named it after him, and I wanted him to have something just in case something ever happened to me. He got his own business, so everybody started some type of hustle, a side hustle, a main hustle during COVID. And I think a lot of us with that from the hood, from around the way, we seen a lot of hustlers. We seen a lot of people doing stuff, but they didn't have no paperwork. They just was doing stuff. They was on the IRS. Now it's like, oh, you got to do this, this, and this. All the stuff behind the business. Listen here, I'm learning stuff, and I'm like, listen, I need some people because I don't know what this mean. I don't know what that. But if you don't understand the behind the scenes stuff, you just got a side hustle. You ain't got nothing that's going to be able to get you nowhere where you really making money. Because if you do, them taxes going to come back around. And like you said earlier, I did used to do a little stuff that wasn't legal because I didn't know no other way to make money. But then when I look back on it, it was like, dang, I didn't even understand money because I made a lot of money, but didn't do nothing with it. Have fun, did this, did that. And it's because you didn't know like the business side or investing or the money part. So that's the part that some people need to learn when they want to have a business, because you can say you got a business all day, but then when you want to go get a loan or a grant and you ain't got no paperwork, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, you might as well go to your cousin.
They're not gonna take you serious. They're not gonna take
you
serious
at all,
because it's all about your structure and how you set your entity up,
Yeah, it definitely is. So you had the lipo. How did that go? Did that do something
it
for
was booming. You hear me? Like you was just saying how hustlers. I felt like I was the liquid lipo dealer. I was meeting people on my lunch break. I was meeting people on Fridays was the biggest days. You hear me? So and I shipped products. I think I might have shipped some. No, it was Minnesota. It wasn't Indianapolis. But yeah, it was booming. The only thing was I really didn't see big gains because I didn't have that structure set up. I didn't have a business bank account. I was making all my revenue and my paycheck, and it was going into the same bank account, which was a mess, so.
Yeah, I like that you said that right there, because a lot of people don't get that. You got to separate. You got to have two different accounts, because even when you starting off, and I'm talking because I've done it, like you be like, "Ooh, I need some money. Ooh, I just made some money off my business. Ooh, I could throw it over here." Yeah, you throw it over here. Now you can't re-up, or now you can't go get the equipment that you need.
That's exactly what happened. That's exactly my inventory was unpredictable, because I didn't have everything set up properly. So
yeah, like you can invest. You could get a couple hundred, couple thousand, be like, "Oh, I'm gonna invest," and then it's gone. And you be like, where did it go? But it went to something that can help your business. Sometimes that profit, it's just like when you selling drugs. And shout out to Paid in Full. That's one of the reasons. Anyways, so when you start off, it's like, okay, you make that, but you got to make your money back so you can go re-up. Then you might have a profit. You might not make a profit for a couple re-ups because you got to get your money, you got to get your clientele, you got to have a plan, you got to have some type of structure. Like, all right, when I hit this, I need to boom, do this. And if you don't have no plan or no structure, it'll be a mess. You gonna be like,
It
oh, I'm
was a
quitting.
mess.
I'm over. I'm done with it. So when you got to that point where you couldn't re-up, what was your next steps?
Well, it's all about connecting with people, networking. So a lady that was what do you want to call it? I guess she was kind of my mentor in the business. She stayed with product on hand, like an abundant amount. And so basically, I would do pop up shops, and I didn't have any product because the pop up shop is on Saturday, but on Friday again, that's payday. So I done sold all my product on Friday. I had other sprays too, but the main money maker was liquid lipo. Um, and so I would have to meet with her, meet her halfway because she stayed in Atlanta, um, or get connected with somebody else that was in the network, and they come do the pop up shop with me and give them some of the revenue, split the revenue with them since they gave me an opportunity to have the inventory. So networking, making connections.
That's definitely important with business. I think a lot of times people be like, "Oh yeah, my cousin do this. Oh, my sister do this. Oh, my mama do this." Nah, listen, you strangers, people that do what you do, people you meet online, those are the people that are going to support
I
you. Those
love
are the
those
people
people.
those people are you gonna network with and you gonna build with and you gonna look down the line 5, 10 years later like, dang, I really met this person online, and because of this person, my business is doing this and I'm making X amount of dollars. Because those people that you hang out with, some of them have the right mindset as you, they might do something else, or some of them don't have the right mindset. And it's like, why would I have you help me with my business and you ain't never ran nothing?
You feel me?
Yeah, or why would I talk to you about money or the dreams of my money and I ain't never seen you make the money that I want to make?
Right. Yeah.
So,
Seek wise counsel. You gotta
yeah,
seek the people that's already doing it. That's for sure.
yeah, and definitely that's a good thing that you had those people to help, even though I'm probably sure it sucked because you had to
It
get them some
did.
revenue, but it was like, woo, I signed up for this. I said I was going to be here. I wouldn't be here without y'all. So I got to take a loss, but not take a loss in a sense because you never know what could have happened at that pop-up shop. You never know who could have came up or whatever. So after that, what was your next step? What was your next business adventure? What did you, or no, before you answer that, what was two biggest lessons you learned from that business?
Um, Two biggest lessons. It would definitely have to be have a separate account. Have a separate account so you can have the money in the account to be able to re-up, like you say, on my product. Um, what else did I learn? I would have to say, like I said, networking, just making connections because you never know who's out there that can help you or that may know somebody or, whatever the case. That was an integral part of their business is the connections that I made.
I love it. I love it because, like you said, like we said earlier, like that network make your network. And if you don't have the right people around you, like you're not gonna make it far. Like if you look at sports, if you look at anything, everybody has a team. Everybody has a coach, a mentor, somebody is helping them out. They're not doing it by themselves. And a lot of times we think we gotta do it by ourselves, or oh, I ain't gonna talk to that person because whatever the case may be. It's like you never know what that person knows, or you never know who that person knows because it's
Yeah,
not always about what you know, it's about who you know, and that who
that's
you know
true.
will help you get a long way.
That's true. I like to add something to that. I would say the biggest thing that I learned from that business is that you need funding in order to keep your business going. Because you're gonna run into situations in business. It's not if things happen, when they happen.
Hmm.
And so I didn't have the funding. I used basically my paycheck and the revenue that I made to keep my business afloat, and I'm not gonna say I failed, but there was no longevity there because I did not have the funding in place. I didn't know anything about business credit, you know. And so once I learned about that, I hopped on it and I've been on it ever since.
Yeah, yep, that's important. I think when you don't know something and it comes up in business, it's good to learn about it. Even if you have somebody that's going to do that for you, it's good for you to know. It's just like with the podcast, I do everything. I record, I edit, I do everything, but it's for the long haul. So when somebody does come in, I already know this is how I wanted to edit, this is how I want this how I want that. I want, so you know what to do, even if you do it yourself, but even if you work with other people, for the long haul. And it's always good to learn in business. So after that business, what was your next business? Is that the business that you got now? Is that what you're doing? Or did you try something else?
So basically, after that, uh, I hit a stump in the road. Um, I guess I kind of ended up in a crisis, and this is kind of the story. Not kind of. This is the story behind my brand. So, um, I knew there was something that I really wanted to do, and I was tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I was tired of somebody owning my time, me having to go punch a clock because I felt like I had so much potential inside of me. But I just didn't know what it was, what I wanted to do. And so a tragic situation happened. One night I was asleep and there was some crime in my neighborhood and my car got stolen. So when I woke up the next day, my car was gone. I did not have full coverage insurance. Why? Because I was too busy helping somebody else chase their dreams, working a 9 to 5 where I didn't have enough money to sustain my livelihood. So I was just kind of up the creek without a paddle, And it's just like a light bulb went off of me. And I was just like, you know what? The next car I'm going to buy it with business credit. And that car is going to pay for itself. He's going to pay his own car note. Now, I don't know where this came from. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but it was just burning in me that I had a desire that that's what I was about to do. So basically, I sacrificed 6 months of my life not having a car, having 3 degrees, so you can understand how humbling this was, to have to beg people for rides, and sometimes I had to walk. I'm just gonna be not to work, but to whatever to go get some lunch or whatever. So basically, 6 months it took me. I didn't know what I was doing because sometimes people can build business credit in 3 months. It takes 3 to 6 months. It took me six, and I was able to buy two vehicles worth $100,000. No money down, no social security number required. And now I'm a Turo host. I listed those cars on Turo, and they pay for themselves. So here I am.
I love it because you said you had to be humble. Like you, like, hold on, I got good degrees, like where I should be able to walk into a job and they be like, oh, okay, you got the credentials. But then life happens. Life happens to us. I got my car stolen maybe 2 years ago, a year. Yeah, 2 years. It seemed, I don't know. It seemed like wasn't that long, but it was like long ago. And I just remember like I had two cars. So one car broke down, the newer car got stolen. So it's like going from just being able to do whatever I wanted to, like you said, walking. Like I live where a lot of stuff is. So like going to get food, I ain't really walking more than 5 minutes, but having to Uber everywhere or
Yes.
in
Oh my
Uber, like
God.
then when you
Uber
look up,
made so much money off me.
yes, listen, Uber makes a lot of money off me. It definitely Uber and Lyft makes money off me. But then it's like like for me, I ain't really walking. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't really walking or I ain't really catching nobody bus. Like I'm a little bougie when it come to that. So I'm Ubering. So but with Uber, but Uber though, so say you got an event you want to go to. You like, all right, cool, I got an event. But then you got to look at how much the Uber costs to get there. Then you got to think about how much it's going to cost to get back. So it's like, okay, I paid $20 for this event, but it cost me $30 to get there and get home. Then I got to buy me some food while I'm there. It's like, is it worth it? So
Yeah.
I definitely have to budget and not go places and go places, or go somewhere where I really want to go. Like if I got a friend I want to hang out with, they live kind of far. It's like, okay, if I go out there, I'm hanging out all day. I ain't about to go out there and come right back because I'm gonna feel like it was pointless.
It was a waste.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a waste. So I don't know. I don't know too many people that do Turo. I know my ex-wife, she had got a Turo. That shit was whack as hell. Buddy gave her a car with some shitty ass rim, tires. And she a woman, she ain't really car savvy. And where was we at? We was going somewhere, and she got a flat tire. And I'm looking at all the tires. I'm like, hold on, these tires bullshit. So she ended up getting her money and like taking pictures and all, like they was all ball tires. Like, bro, why would you put this car? This could mess up somebody's safety.
He wasn't a good host.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't at all. I told her immediately, take that back, because I like, you don't get along always with your BM, but it's like in that situation, no, we not about to have that. You're not about to. Yeah. So that's my only encounter with it. And I don't know too many people that have done it before. So kind of explain Turo to us.
Okay. So if you ever heard of Airbnb, Turo is basically the Airbnb for cars. So some people don't have business cars like I do. They have their personal cars. Like you said, you had 2 cars. So you could have took that second car and you could have put it on Turo if it was just sitting in the driveway. So you list it on the platform. For instance, let's say you fly into Birmingham's airport, and you book my car on the app. Because there are all types of cars on there. So, according to your budget or your desire, you pick a car, and then I would give you instructions on where the car is parked. Once you get to the car, you're going to send me pictures so I can verify that you are who you say you are before you get access to keys, location, all of that. And so once I verify you, I tell you where the keys are, and you go on about your business. You enjoy your trip. It's just as simple as that.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. So when you started off, how was it? Was it like, okay, this booming like, the lipo stuff, or was it like, I don't know if I really should be doing this?
When I started, it was booming because what I know and what I can help people with is doing market research. So again, it took me 6 months to build this business credit. While I'm building the business credit, I'm doing research on Turo. I'm doing research in my area so I can know which cars are performing on the platform, which cars are not doing so good in my area. So I went with cars that I feel like would not attract the bad renters, people that may steal your car, people that may smoke, but also cars that will perform. So once I got on the platform, honey, I'm not lying to you, I was booming. So.
And the reason why, and I want people to catch this, and it don't got to do with Turo, it got to do with life. You research. You was in your off season and you was preparing for the season. A lot of people get in a business or get in a craft or doing something, and they don't study. They don't research. They don't see, okay, this is what I need to do over here. Like for podcasting, I watch a lot of interviews. Most of them I'm not watching for entertainment. I'm watching to see how they answer questions, I'm studying. I'm seeing what the latest people are doing. Who's the hottest podcast in my category? So, this how they doing reels now? Oh, they adding caption. Oh, they doing this. And if you don't do that, then you're not gonna be able to be booming in the business, be booming in anything, because you gotta study. And that's one thing I learned as an adult, which I would have learned as a kid. You gotta study. Like I didn't like school, I didn't like none of that. But
I didn't either.
You gotta study if you want to be great at anything that you do. It's like with basketball. I tell my son only 9, so I give him grace. But it's like, dude, watch basketball. Watch stuff. Study. Like you on YouTube, you got YouTube University. Study the stuff that you want to do.
Yes, because we didn't have all of that so much. YouTube and TikTok, it is just blown up with information. So there's no excuse, honestly.
None. YouTube University and TikTok community college will get you where you need to go, especially if you can't cook, because TikTok be having stuff on there for the folks. Cause I don't
Because all
know.
you got to do is type. It's literally a search engine. Like if you want to make some pasta, some chicken pasta, you just type that in the search bar. Get you a quick little video on how you do it. Go buy the ingredients, and boom, there you is.
And what you just said, the search engine, a lot of people don't understand that. When you doing videos, when you're posting your content, you need to know what kind of search engine words to put to your post so you can get attraction, because that's a very important thing. Like you said, like if you go and type motivation, you're gonna get 1,000 things. But if you type youth motivation or tour motivation or cooking motivation, you're gonna get different because it's different words that you use. So I love that you said that, because people don't catch that. I had to learn that. Like that's a lot of social media stuff that you got to do.
Yeah.
But you learn, you study, you got ahead of the curve, and you got the booming. So that's what you do now. That's what you're very good at. So explain how you help people with it. You ain't got to give all your tricks and your trades, but explain how you help people with their business with the car service.
Okay, well, first things first, I help people escape a poverty mindset. A lot of people love this word entrepreneur. It's shiny, it sounds fun and free, but it's a lot that comes with it. And for one, it's a mindset thing. If you don't have the right mind, you may not reach your fullest potential. You may struggle, whatever. So I help people to step out on their fear, because a lot of people are still working their 9 to 5, burning with dreams and goals, but they won't step out on fear. And so another way that I help people escape their poverty mindset is not being impulsive, not being emotional with your purchases, whether that's for business or for personal. Then separating business from personal. We were talking about that earlier, where you get the business bank account, you get a business email, you get a business phone number, you get the business website, you set yourself up properly. And then with all of those things incorporated, you use other people's money, like business credit or grants, to grow your business and sustain it.
I love that, because that's I'm somewhat I'm somewhat in there at the 9 to 5 person that still kind of use everything one account. Well, I got 2 accounts, but I kind of am that person, just because life be lifing. And it's like, I think a lot of times we don't know how, like you said earlier, it took you 6 months. We don't know how to take out 6 months. We don't know how to take out a year and sit down and sacrifice.
I didn't have a choice.
Yeah, so and sometimes we put ourselves in those situations where now is we don't have a choice. But 6 months prior, we could have been sitting down and not made that choice to be where we're at. But instead, we wait until the doctor say, "Oh, you sick now. Now I need you to stop smoking. I need you to stop drinking." You've been supposed to stop smoking or drinking 10 years ago, but it took to the doctor saying you about to die for you to actually realize that you needed to do something. And that's the same thing with business and in life. We wait until the last moment of stuff, and then life hit us, and then now can I borrow? Can you help me? Can I? And instead of preparing, instead of making sure we got it, or removing our pride aside and saying, shit, I need some help. Like, I got these dreams and goals, but I don't know what the hell to do. So can somebody help me? Because if you don't ask for help, you ain't gonna be able to get to where you want to.
And that's an area of struggle for me, because I have been, I'm not gonna say I am, because I'm trying to escape that, hyper independent, because of kind of how I grew up, and I guess the mindset that I developed within how I grew up is that nobody's got to take care of me. I'm gonna take care of myself. I'm gonna go get it done. I'm a doer, not a sayer. Done. And I'm realizing that through this business, being an entrepreneur, that it takes a team to be successful. You definitely need help. So, and in your personal life too, you need help. So,
yeah, you definitely you need help. You need a team, and I think I'm just listening to you. I think I'm like, what'd you just say, hyper independent, just because of my situation and nobody really thinking to help me, and I always had to fend for myself. Like, I feel that way still. Like, I gotta fend for myself, but then it's like you really don't gotta fend for yourself if you just go and get around the right people. Because sometimes you're around your friends, your people you've been with since you've been kids, and or your family members, and it's like,
Yeah.
man, I've been hanging out with you, but we still struggling. We still
Yes.
broke. We still going through our family issues. We still mad at mom for 10 years ago. We still mad at dad because he left, but we don't know it was mom's fault that he left, but we still holding it on because we're everybody, yes, oh, we agree. You can't be around people that agree on the same thing. And when you realize that you don't have to be Michael Jordan, you could be Scottie Pippen, you could be Dennis Rodman, you don't got to be Tom Brady, you don't got to be Steph Curry, you could be Draymond Green. It's okay. The team needs the Draymond Green. Without him, they wouldn't
Yes.
have the championship.
Yes.
Like,
Right.
it's
Everybody has a role to play.
yes,
It's just like your body. You know, your head has, your brain has a role, your limbs have a role, your nerves have a role. So yeah, your eyebrows.
yeah,
So
definitely.
it all
So
works together for a common goal.
mm, it all works together for a common goal. Because if one thing is off, and you focus on that one thing that's off, everything is off. Because if you wake up and I got a headache, and you just focusing on that headache, now your whole body you just shut down, or you one of them people, it's raining outside, I'm tired. What? And you focusing on that, now you didn't put that in your mind that you tired. So that's kind of the poverty mindset. It's like, oh, if it's raining, I can't go to that event. Why not? Because if that event said I'm paying you $1,000,000, guess what? It could rain, sleet, hell, or snow. You're going to get there. But because it's raining and you called your girl, it's raining. I think I'm staying in. You know what? Me too. Why? You missing on opportunities because you want to listen to the wrong team. It's like, Kevin, you watch sports?
A little bit. I like college football, but outside of that, I guess I could say no.
Okay. So, you know who Kevin Durant is?
Yeah.
Okay, so remember he was on OKC and they was winning, but they wasn't getting over the hump. He with his homies, they been drafted, they young, and he leaves to go to another team that's a little more organized, a little better, a little more common goal. Like, we gonna win a championship, and he goes and wins, and people hating on him. It's like, wouldn't you do that in your real life?
Yeah. You're
If you
absolutely right.
winning, if you winning, but it's some people over there and they like, hey, you come over here, you gonna make 10 times more. We gonna win championships. We gonna do this and that. Well, let me go over here and see what this do. And that's like in life, we don't
It's
get
all about
around
your
the right team.
environment. Yeah,
Yep.
it's an environment thing, and that's one reason. Like I said, why I went to college, because it wasn't because I was a good student or I liked school, because I didn't. It's just that I had to, get out of that environment so I could grow. You know.
Yeah. So with your business now, um, somebody was to call you up and say, hey, I want to work with you. How does that go? What does that look like with someone working with you? And you don't have to go all into it, but what are some of the steps that go into working with you, and what do you help them on in the end goal?
So the end goal is I can help you obtain business credit scores for your business credit profile. I can also give you a blueprint that you follow at the dealership for your business transaction. You know, the no money down if you want to do that, and the no social security number required. So I give you a blueprint to follow at the dealership. You get guaranteed business credit scores. You also get to work with an expert, me, somebody who has experience in this area, where I can help you avoid some of the common mistakes that I made, which cost time and money. And then I also audit. That's a bonus that I include. I audit what you do to ensure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and that it's accurate.
Mm, I love it. So I'm Jimmy. I'm I just got my LLC. I call you up. Hey, I want to get some business credit. What are some of the first things you tell Jimmy to do?
Okay. Well, first of all, Jimmy, do you have a business address? Or are you using your home address when you register for your business on the Secretary of State website? That's the biggest number one question.
I use my own. I use my own address.
Okay, well, Jimmy, you do know that now your home address is public information.
Oh
You
no, I didn't
you
know
do,
that.
yes. And you do know that you can get a business virtual address for $50 a month or less, and that's gonna make you look more like a legitimate business where creditors and lenders will want to do business with you.
Oh wow, yeah, I didn't know that. I need to. So where would I go to get a virtual address?
Okay. Now, of course, we go much more in depth when we begin our relationship of working together to get you where you need to be. But I can go ahead and tell you that Regis.com is where you can go to get this business address at that price. I have a 2-year lease with them. And then you can also search for local co working spaces in your area, which is my favorite option because you get to connect with people in your community that's doing what you're doing, you know?
Hmm. I love that because I didn't know that. I need to change. I need to me personally need to change my address, but I have a cohort, so I gotta figure out how to do that there to get the address. But
Okay.
that's something that just that little role play is something somebody didn't even know, because I know a lot of people probably do use their address as their business address, and then you just saying that like a business somebody gonna look like, hold on, this your home address and your business. I don't know if I really want to
Yeah.
rock with that person. They don't even got a legit address,
Yeah.
so that makes sense of to do that. um
And see, I would help you avoid even getting your home address, because I mean, even getting using your home address, because the first thing that I teach is not getting your LLC. That's not the first thing on the list, but people think that, So there's an order. That's what you get with me. You get the order, so it can kind of be as smooth as possible, because eventually you're gonna have to change that home address, and it costs money to do that, depending on your state.
mm. So, dang, you just hit me with another fact. You said something else right before that. I had a question, but dang, yeah. Let me make sure, and I'm gonna let my bros know that if they got like, don't use your address. Oh man, you just said something, and then you hit me with that, and it just threw me off. I don't know what the question was. It was something from what you had just said. So, oh, I know what it is. What would you suggest before LLC?
It would be the address.
The
Now, of
address.
course, in your mind, you're like, okay. And also, I give out this information that I'm telling you right now for free on my website.
Mhm.
So of course, in your mind, you're gonna come up with a name. You're gonna come up with a business name. Of course, that's what you're gonna come up with first, and you need to Google that. You need to make sure nobody else has your business name on the Secretary of State website, on Google, whatever. Once you come up with that name, then you need to start getting your business address. And then the business phone number, your business email, not gmail.com, not yahoo.com. You need a domain attached to your business address. And you need to get a toll free number, because these creditors and these lenders or people with grants that give out free money, they're going to call you. And when they call you, they don't want you to say hello. They want something like, thank you for calling EA Marie Enterprise. How can I help you? Press one for an operator. That's what mine says. Press one for an operator. And then that's when I come on the phone. So you just want to make sure that you're looking as legitimate as possible to the people that can give you free money or credit, and also to the public. It's all about your reputation as a business.
You so right, because what we said earlier about those side hustles or people from around the way having business, it looked like they got a business, they functioning, but they not really got the business because they don't got the back end, the
Yeah.
paperwork, all the stuff you got. Where would you suggest, before I ask, we get into like the ending section segments, where would you suggest to get a phone number, a toll number? Because I know for me personally, I use Google Voice before.
Okay. Now Google Voice is okay as long as you have a professional greeting.
Hmm.
So whoever you go with, just make sure you have a professional greeting. That is the most important thing. And like I said, that's like an auto receptionist. Thank you for calling such and such business. Press 1 for an operator. You need that because that's what separates you, you know, as a business.
Okay. Oh, I like that. I like that. Because
So
all that.
there's so many voice over IP um, service providers for phone numbers that you can Google. One that I use in particular is Grasshopper. I love Grasshopper. I've been with them for 2 years and I don't have one complaint.
Got you. Got you. I'm definitely the links that you mentioned. Can you inbox me so I can put them in the show notes so people can
For
get
sure.
them.
For sure.
So 3 tips. I always ask people to give tips. So 3 tips on. You kind of almost gave like the beginning tips. Um, Somebody wants to get business credit.
Uh-huh.
So they got the LLC, they got a good address, and but they don't really have like a bank account. They don't really know the next steps. What are 3 tips that they can do when they listen to this episode that can help them further the needle when it comes to getting business credit?
Okay, so the number one tip is structure. It's all about the structure. A lot of people want to go ahead and fast forward and get the business credit and start making money, but they don't understand that the structure is more important than the actual score. So make sure that you have the business phone number, the business email, the business address, and the business website. You need an EIN number. Okay. The EIN number, this is the second tip, is basically like your social security number for your business. So that's what is going to allow you to obtain the credit. Let's see. The third tip is I guess separating your business from personal. A lot of people don't have good personal credit. I don't do PG. PG, this is my third tip, is personal guaranteed. Look it up. So basically, that means that you're attaching your social security number to your business if you were to default or not pay your bills. All right. So I teach people how to separate your business from your personal, where you're not intertwining the two.
I love those tips. Even though I think we talked about some of them, those are simple tips that you can work on to get you to where you need to. Because I think a lot of times people are like, "Oh, I got a business. Let's go. I'm gonna go get this credit," and you don't got everything that you need before you go in there, and then you going in there wasting your time and those people time.
Mm-hmm.
Got everything you need, and
Right.
it's like I think you need a checklist for everything, like you said, that you need. Uh, those 4 to 5 different things that you need to get
Yes.
before you even try to even go.
Yeah.
Then just an EIN number. Yep, that's your social security number. You got to have that. If you don't have that, then you really can't do nothing. So those were some great tips to be able to help somebody that's at the beginning level
Yeah.
be
And
able to.
separating your business from personal, because like I said, some people do not have good personal credit, or
Me.
some people. I mean, and I was in that same situation, so I know it's a lot of people out there. That's why I want to help people with it, because you kind of feel like you're in a roadblock, and you're not. It's all about the information that's out there. Do you know it or not, and are you willing to take action on this information? So that's what I teach.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely understand the credit because I just went to go look to try to get a house and they was like, yeah, your credit just a little under that boat. We need you to work and build that up. And before the
You
crazy
can
thing
purchase.
is, huh?
You can also purchase homes with business credit. Business credit opens you up to a whole nother
Yeah,
lot. You
I'm
know
gonna
how
have to
people.
talk. I'm gonna talk to you after this, so you can help me, so I can start purchasing some stuff. Because I need,
Yeah.
because I really didn't know about credit, and I was always scared. And before I got married, or before we got a house, when I was married, I thought my credit was horrible, and it wasn't. My
Yeah.
credit was almost at like a 700. I'm like,
700.
what? Because I don't have a lot of debt, but it's just certain stuff. And then I'm learning. I'm like, okay, I
Yeah.
don't got a lot of debt, but it goes off
Right.
of history and all this different stuff. And
Yes.
like just
Yes.
knowing credit is important, and not knowing, oh, I'm supposed to have this certain score, but actually knowing how the back ends of it.
And you know what? I'm gonna say this. The beauty about business, I'm not just saying this because it sounds good, like this is the absolute truth. The beauty about business credit is that it's not as strict as personal credit. So you know how you talking about going to go buy a house. At some point, lenders are gonna lend you some money to buy the house. They're gonna hit your credit. With business credit, there's no such thing. So if you need credit extended to you for continuing education or marketing or whatever, purchasing equipment like I did, they're not gonna hit you with an inquiry, because business is always using these little pots of money in order to grow their business. So you don't get hit with inquiries, and you get larger limits. Like for instance, I got a credit card with Capital One, and they gave me a small limit. But then I got another credit card through my business, and I got thousands of dollars. So that's the beauty about business credit. It's not as strict. It's a whole nother different world.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to hit you up on that because I know now I need to. I think really all I need to do is get the address, the virtual address, and then I think well, it's one or two other things. We'll talk about that later. Um,
Okay.
so I ask everybody to give a quote. It could be your quote. It could be a quote you saw, but we need a quote from you.
Okay. So I like to, it's kind of like an affirmation. As a business owner, things are always working out for me. Like if you say that out loud, it just has power to it. And that's even when things bad happen, because they're gonna happen. Things are gonna fall apart sometimes in business. But even when they do, it's all about what's going on inside of your brain and how you're moving forward with the solution. So things are always working out for me. And I mean, even in your personal life.
I'm glad. I'm. Thank you because yeah, in my personal life, I hope some things do work out this week. So I love that quote. Um,
And
tell
I
people.
got that from, I don't want to, come off like I'm stealing from somebody, but I got that off of YouTube from this lady. Her name is Noelle Randall. For a lot of people, they may know her. She is a business credit tycoon guru or whatever. And she helps you, to do real estate with business credit. So, and she said that one day, and it just stuck with me.
I love it because, like you said, it ain't just for the good days. It's for the bad days. It's for not just for business, it's for life as well. So, tell people how they can reach you online.
Okay. So my Instagram is at EA Marie Enterprise. That's one word, EAMARIE Enterprise. All right. And then my Facebook is EA, that's one word, Marie. And my TikTok, which is my favorite, it is EA underscore Marie. And then my YouTube, I got a lot of valuable information I'm about to get ready to drop on YouTube that'll help you build out your business. And that's EA Marie Enterprise, one word.
Got you. I appreciate you for reaching out. We were supposed to do this a while ago. Um, and
It
then
was the name. It was the name for me. The underdog. I was like, oh yeah, I got to message him.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
I'm definitely an underdog for sure.
Because most people are underdog and they don't realize it. And sometimes though, people have the underdog victim mentality. Oh, I'm the underdog. Woe is me. It's no, I'm the underdog. I'm a big dog. You just don't know it yet.
You
And I'm
just
coming
don't
for
know
your
it
head.
yet. You better
Yeah,
say that. You just
yeah.
don't
Like
know it
Dion said,
yet.
we coming, and it's like that's
We
how you gotta have.
coming.
Like you're not gonna stop just because you think I'm not gonna be able to do it. Don't mean that I
Yes.
can't do it. And I've been the underdog since the day I was born, so it just
Yeah.
always stuck with me since I've started my entrepreneurial journey. So that's what I named it as. But I appreciate everything that you do with helping people, and you helped me just learn a couple little things
Yeah.
just by talking to you. So I appreciate what you do. Keep doing what you're doing and keep being
Yes.
great. Um,
Absolutely.
Give us a last saying, a closing word. I gotta figure something else out because that sounds like church, a closing word. But
And you know what? I'm glad you said that because I feel like God allowed that situation to happen to me in order to kind of sit me down and be like, okay, it's time. It's time for you to walk in the plan that I have over your life. And so through this whole experience, it has brought me closer to God. and I consult him. For a lot of the entrepreneurs out there, if you're a believer, consult him in a lot of the decisions that you make, and you will be successful because he got you.
I love that. I love that. I definitely do, because God first. You gotta put God first in everything that you do. If you
Everything.
don't, you can't be mad at the results. And I'm learning that. Like, all right, I should have hollered at God first. I shouldn't have went and called such and such, or shouldn't have talked to them. I should have talked to him first. So I love
Yeah.
that. To all the listeners, if you're an entrepreneur, got your own business, you got a brand, and you want to, be interviewed or promote your brand, let me know. Email me at underdogtalkpodcast@gmail.com. I got to change that because my guest just told me I need to. But if you want to get on, hit me up, or you can DM me on social media under Underdog Talk, and Underdog is spelled UNDDAWG. So if you're looking to promote yourself or just be interviewed, let me know. And on that note, keep being great. Have a great day.